Sports fans, Kris Korey here with Across the Line special edition. We have got the Rogers Hometown Hockey brought to you by Scotiabank. Coming up here in Moncton, going to be hosting a world-class event January 17th. A lot of excitement, lots of celebrities going to be involved here in the big day. Nationwide, the eyes are going to be on Moncton here with tons of events, tons of activities. You can check it all out. Go to the website, get the schedule upcoming here for January 17th. Going to be the big day event starting, I think, on the Thursday and the 15th. But like you said, you're going to hear from some of the dignitaries here involved in bringing this event here to the city. You're going to hear from Marty Kingston, the city of Moncton. You're going to hear from head coach of the Moncton Wildcats, Gardner McDougall. You're going to hear from Steve Van Wart with Scotiabank, people that have played a huge role here in making this event a success. Its 25th anniversary, started in 2000, and again really has gone coast to coast here, and a special day that everybody marks on the calendar. All 32 teams going to be in action that day, and we look forward to bringing it to you. Let's check out some of the clips.
Pleasure to welcome you all to the Avenir Center, beautiful downtown Moncton, to unveil the week-long schedule of exciting events that will lead up to Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, live on Sportsnet. Let's have a big hand. It's coming to Moncton. I'm Marty Kingston. It's my great pleasure to be here. Also honored to be the radio voice and broadcaster for the Moncton Wildcats. Lo these many years, and certainly enjoying it with the team. And welcome Gardner McDougall and several of the players here at the back of the room. Captain Denwaye, big smile, is here. Big win last night, 6-1. We're incredibly proud to welcome hockey fans from across the region, across the country to Moncton for the national celebration of Canada's game. Nous sommes incroyablement fiers d'accueillir des partisans de hockey de la région et à travers le pays à Moncton pour cette célébration de notre sport national. And today, you'll get a first look of what's in store. But before we get things rolling, I would like to acknowledge that the city of Moncton is located on the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territories of the Mi'kmaq people. Nous reconnaissons que la ville de Moncton est située sur les terres traditionnelles, ancestrales, non cédées du peuple Mi'kmaq. The city honors the people and the land of the Mi'kmaq First Nation, honors their elders, their knowledge keepers, their ancestors, and their valuable past and present contributions to this land. Ce faisant, nous affirmons notre engagement et notre responsabilité envers l'amélioration des relations entre les nations et l'approfondissement de notre compréhension des peuples autochtones locaux et de leur culture. Waylanen is thank you and merci beaucoup. So this year marks the 26th edition of Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada. During last year's silver anniversary, Peter Mansbridge led a powerful feature that highlighted how this celebration has grown and connected communities across the country. The organizing committee has been working closely with local sports groups to build a jam-packed week of events that'll bring together hockey fans of every age, every level of passion for our national sport. The full schedule is now live at experiencemoncton.ca. I encourage everybody to take a look. Le programme complet est maintenant disponible à experiencemoncton.ca et j'encourage tout le monde à y jeter un coup d'œil. But for now, here are just a few highlights to get you excited. Sportsnet featuring all 7 Canadian NHL teams, hosted by none other than Canadian broadcast legend Ron MacLean. Throughout the week, you'll see a wide range of activities, local school visits, hockey clinics for our local young athletes, meet and greets with hockey legends, a chance to see the Stanley Cup. And you definitely won't want to miss the local celebrity and alumni game at the Avenir Center on Friday night, the 16th of January, featuring former NHLers Wendell Clark, Adam Graves, John Sim, Andrew Ferentz, local fan favorites like Wildcat GM Taylor McDougall, Simone Shaw with the Canadian National Blind Hockey Team, Wildcat Player Development Director and former pro forward Kelsey Tessier, many others including former Moncton Wildcat stars. What a lineup. When I said there was something for everybody, I truly meant it. Il y aura certainement pour tous les goûts. The biggest celebrations will take place Saturday, January 17th. Things get rolling with a parade at 11:30 in the morning, leaving from the Moncton Market and heading toward the Avenir Center. From there, the party continues at Downtown Place next to the Avenir. You'll find family activities, live music, food vendors, and plenty of community spirit. The live Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada broadcast from Downtown Place next to the Avenir begins at 2 in the afternoon, followed by Hockey Night in Canada at 6:30 p.m. Our city will be the national spotlight for the celebration. So Moncton, we want to show our colors. On vous encourage de porter votre chandail de hockey préféré. Durant les célébrations de la Journée de Hockey au Canada, we're inviting everybody to wear their favorite hockey jerseys. Doesn't matter what team, wherever and whenever they attend a Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada event. Now, I know a lot of folks are eager to get their hands on tickets. The sales begin today at 2 o'clock for club seat holders and open to the public tomorrow, Friday, November 21 at 5 p.m. So mark your calendars. La vente des billets commence aujourd'hui à 14 heures pour les détenteurs de sièges club et sera ouverte au public demain, vendredi le 21 novembre à 17 heures. Notez bien ces dates dans vos agendas. And of course, you'll want to gear up thanks to Doyle Corporate Imaging. Official Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada merchandise, including hoodies, t-shirts, toques, and pucks, will be available starting tomorrow. Again, you'll find the link and all other information at experiencemoncton.ca. Wow. With all that to look forward to, it's clear Moncton is gearing up for an unforgettable week. Speaking as the official representative for the City of Moncton here today, please welcome City Councillor Deputy Mayor Sean Crosman. Sean.
Thank you, Councillor Kingston. Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Our city is actually thrilled to welcome Scotiabank Day Hockey here in Moncton in January, and of course, Sportnet's Ron McLean to Moncton this coming January. Over the years, we've proven we can host the biggest stages in the sport, from the Memorial Cup to the CHL Prospects Game, as well as the 2023 IIHF World Junior Championships. Each of these events is a reminder that the city knows how to deliver world-class events. This year's celebration gives us another chance to spotlight our own. On Friday, January the 16th, the Alumni and the Celebrity Classic game here will be held here at the Avenir Center. Will bring some of our hometown heroes back onto the ice. These are the players who grew up in our rinks, shaped by our community, and went on to leave their mark on the game. Seeing them suit up again here at home will be truly special. Our hockey roots, as most of the people in the room know, run much deeper than that. Many Canadians know the Timbits program as the nationwide tradition, but not everyone realizes the beginnings trace back to the Greater Moncton area. That legacy continues today, and we're proud to include the Timbits Jamboree as part of this year's festivities. It is a reminder that the love of the game starts young, and it starts here. Bringing Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada to our city adds yet another major achievement to an already impressive event roster. It reinforces that we've worked hard to build a reputation as the region's entertainment capital, a place where big events thrive and where community spirit shows up each and every time. I encourage residents as well as community to attend as many actions as possible. Attend some games, celebrate with us at the Downtown Place during the Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada Festival on January the 17th. Wear your favorite team jersey. I couldn't wear mine today because I'm a New York Islanders fan. So I figured it would be a little offensive to some, but hey. Lace up your skates on the Ian Fowler Oval, enjoy some live music, and make the most of the event that showcases the very best of who we are. I cannot wait, City Council cannot wait, the City of Moncton cannot wait to welcome everyone this coming January. Thank you, merci.
Our presenting sponsor, Scotiabank, plays an important role in making Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada what it is today, supporting the sport from the grassroots to the national stage. Please welcome Stephen Van Wart, District Vice President, Scotiabank. Stephen.
Thank you, Marty. Your energy is just ramping this place up, so thank you. On behalf of all my colleagues at Scotiabank, I am thrilled to welcome each of you to Moncton, New Brunswick. It's an honor to be hosting Scotiabank's Hockey Day in Canada. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize the local organizing committee for their work to organize the festivities for this upcoming January. None of this would be possible without all of you. Thank you for your hard work. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada has made its way to most corners of the country over the past 26 years. And I cannot wait for the passion of this community to shine through. Scotiabank proudly supports hockey at all levels, from grassroots organizations through our retail branch network to the NHL and the PWHL. The heart of our hockey sponsorship program is in the communities from coast to coast to coast where we live and work. Scotiabank believes there is a place for all Canadians in our nation's game, and we are proud to share in this goal with the NHL and to be part of the change for a more inclusive sport. Today, we are so proud to announce what is sure to be an incredible and inspiring week of hockey celebrations. Thank you to the volunteers who are helping here today and to all our partners for your commitment to creating such a wonderful experience for hockey fans here in the Moncton and across the country. Thanks again for having me here, and back to you, Marty. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. I'd like to take a moment now to celebrate the other incredible sponsors who have already stepped forward to support the Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada Local Organizing Committee. Your enthusiasm and early commitment truly helped bring this vision to life. Tim Hortons, proudly the very first. Welcome, Tim Hortons, sponsor to come on board. Subaru of Moncton, Erman Plumbing, Rona, Lounsbury Chevrolet, Moosehead Brewery, Medavie Blue Cross, Cavendish Farms, Royale, MBS 103.9 Max FM, and K94.5. We're grateful for the partnership and momentum they've helped build as we prepare for an unforgettable week. Yes. And a warm hand, ladies and gentlemen. We can't talk about hockey in Moncton without talking about our 2025 QMJHL champions, the Moncton Wildcats. We have some players here today, folks. Guys, please stand. And at the helm of all that energy and excitement is someone who knows this community and this game inside and out. Please join me in welcoming Gardner McDougall, head coach, Moncton Wildcats. Come on up, Gardner. We'll have a chat up here. Gardner, you've coached all across the country, of course. Your CV and resume are without parallel. Also coaching in Western Canada and those warm winters out there. I'm sure you have fond memories of that. Hockey Day in Canada, a lot of memories. Let's talk about that, and of course, in your Wildcats if we can.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those special moments, and just watching the video on Peter and especially Ron, both were A+. So you always look for wow moments, and both videos were wow moments, and it's going to be one of those special lifetime opportunities for all the people here, all the residents of Moncton and New Brunswick and the Maritimes. You remember watching when it first came on back in 2000, it was my first year in Fredericton, and I think they went up, Jordan Tutu, I had coached from Rankin Inlet, Northwest Territories, and either 01 or 00 they made and it was really neat to see the impact of the sport of hockey on our country and the impact this day has on the sport of hockey. It just, I think it's a tremendous theme, connection, because it really connects the local community, the province, but the nation. And I think this 2026 is one of those special years for hockey in our country. And when you look at the World Junior Championships coming up in Minneapolis, I think that's one of the most important ever for the World Juniors, and just not much time after that, the Olympic Games, you know, for our country. And there's no country in the world that has the passion for hockey as Canada. And so we're excited as the Wildcats. It's very fitting, the 30th anniversary with the city and with Sportsnet, and we're really, really excited. They said 25 is silver, so 26 is one more year. Usually silver plus one makes gold, so why not make this the golden legacy here in Moncton for Hockey Day in Canada. Wow. I have a distant cousin, Jamie Kennedy, the brother of Forby Kennedy, that coached the junior team back here. And the junior team at that time was owned by a gentleman by the name of Robert K. Irving, and was getting his feet wet in the hockey business. And we're over the first game in Charlottetown, and Jamie had reached out and said, pass the regards on to Mr. Irving. And there's some tremendous memories throughout. And the University of Moncton and the Blue Eagles was Jean Perrant, those championships, and it was special in my heart because at the Coliseum in at the 2006, obviously the Memorial Cup was one of those wow moments here in Moncton, and the finals with the Ramparts and the Wildcats. Teddy Nolan will be the coach of the Wildcats at that time, will be the feature article on our webcast this month, or this week, on our Wildcats website. Bill Hunt, the legendary sports reporter from Fredericton, just finished up a great article on Ted, and just a relationship with Ted Nolan and Robert Irving. And as Ted says, Robert Irving changed my life. And Ted had quite a career before coming to Moncton, but the opportunity to come to Moncton with the Wildcats be big part, winning the President's Cup and then going on to the Memorial Cup, gave him a second chance in the pro circuit. So there's terrific legends. I think back of the journalists, the legendary journalists and sports reporters that have come through Moncton, and all the people. We have 3 words with the Wildcats. We talk about protect, build, and believe. And you think protect the legacy of the Wildcats, but also the city of Moncton, the legacy of all the great athletes and great hockey players that have come out here. This year's a special year for us, our 30th, to build something special. We had a good crack at it last year, and we got to try to find to go one more game farther this year, and you can't do either without believe. And the believers of Moncton, these are the core people here today. They'll be a big part of the day, and we'll spread the connection that we have full house for our game against Chicoutimi. Full house, the U Sport game. It'd be great to get a great attendance at that game, and just all the special activities. And I know with Ron McLean here, it'll be at Gallagher's with the 32. There's just so many neat opportunities, neat wow events for that week for the city of Moncton. So we really appreciate the fan support. It just got better and better as the year went last year, and there's very few moments when I say, oh, if we just had done that last year. And we had such great crowds, and it was tremendous to win the President's Cup in Rimouski. But I always look back at that capacity crowd in game number 5. If we just had won it here in Moncton, it would have even been that much and gave us 3 more days to prepare. But we appreciate the support. They truly are the 7th man, and we do have the best building, not only in our league, but in all of CHL to host. So what an event coming up with the Hockey Day in Canada.
Gardner McDougall, ladies and gentlemen. Gardner, thank you for coming up. Great. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you, Coach.
All right, so we're on location here at the Avenir Center. Head coach of the Moncton Wildcats, Gardner McDougall. Big event coming up January 15th there, Hockey Day in Canada. Tell us a little about the excitement that you're going to have to be able to represent the Wildcats here in the city of Moncton.
Yeah, no, it's a significant event when you think about it. 25 years that this event has been across the country, and it's particular that the theme this year is connection, and it certainly the connections of our local community here in Moncton, but also the province and really the Atlantic Canada, the Maritimes. And Ron McLean and his panel do such a tremendous job of the stories they'll come up with, and they'll really celebrate the hockey legacy in Moncton back in the Gordy Drillin days. Throughout it's the 30th anniversary of the Moncton Wildcats, and just the significance of Robert Irving, of what he's done for the community. You certainly we know in the business world, but what he's done in the hockey world here, and made the Wildcats a focal point of the community. And so it'd be great to just connect everything together: minor hockey, university hockey, and Wildcats hockey, and going across the nation.
Yeah, and you've really had your hand on such, you've held camps at UMB for the young kids, coached at the university level, coaching here at the, at the CHL level. Tell us a little about, no stranger to the national stage. All eyes are going to be on Moncton here in January. What a great opportunity for not only for the Wildcats, but for Moncton to show up and show out.
As I said, it's one of those wild days. in our country. And the sport of hockey is, we're the #1 country in the world for the passion for hockey. And this day signifies that. You start in the morning, there's 7 NHL games, all Canadian NHL teams will be playing that day.
Yep.
Ron will be hosting Etta here, and we look out at the Ian Fowler, and that'll be packed, in just less than 2 months away. And, it'll just be one of those days. We'll have a great Wildcats game with Chicoutimi. It'll be 2 of the top teams in our league, and they'll put on a tremendous performance. We certainly will probably have a sellout crowd. So I think it just, hockey's going to be the winner, but certainly the communities and all the participants to be major winners as well.
You're a big aficionado of the history of hockey, like your trivia on the road trips. Are you going to maybe quiz the team a little bit, get them sharpened up on their history here in Moncton, maybe leading up to the big event?
Well, I think Marty did a great job today. I think back of a guy by the name of Eddie St. Pierre,
Yep.
who's a legendary sports writer. And, when I moved to New Brunswick in 2000 and, throughout the 24 years, a good rival in the University of Moncton, it brought the best of both teams out. But I'd always admire, at that time, there was regular columns in all 3 papers at that time. The Kevin Barretts, the Bill Hunts, the Bruce Hallahans. Moncton had their own guy, their own reporter at that time that would follow the Wildcats, and you look up to those guys and they have such history, and we'll keep our guys sharp. And even this year's the 30th anniversary. We've done a lot of stories about protecting what's already been done here for 30 years. You go back to 2006, the Memorial Cup hosted here by Moncton, and I was an avid fan at that time, and Bill Skierman was the director of operations for the Wildcats. Ted Nolan was the head coach, and had won the President's Cup and then went to the finals of the Memorial Cup here. And little did I know a year later that 2 New Brunswick universities were playing for the Canadian University Championship in the Coliseum, and we were fortunate at UNB to be 1 goal better, and that started something really special at UNB for us. But it goes back to all the tremendous experiences here in Moncton, and throughout the history of the Wildcats. In 2010, Danny Flynn took the group. Memorial Cup was out in Brandon, Manitoba at that time. Unfortunately, the Wildcats were a little banged up to make their best representation probably. And last year we got the 3rd crack at it up in Rimouski. And there's a big goal ahead for the group, and we got to find ways to get better every time we're together. But it's an exciting group to work with this year. And I think big part of that is just the passion of the Moncton hockey fans and the outlying areas. There's a great area. The arena is first rate. I said it's we're fortunate, the top rink that we get a chance to practice and play there every day. And we've said home is sacred. We've got to embellish that a little bit more probably, but it was a great game last night for the group, and we look forward. We'll have a really good challenge on Sunday here with Charlottetown coming over.
Yeah, the team's looking good again this year. We'll get into that maybe in a sec, but going back to the old Coliseum, like you said, you're there as a fan watching the Memorial Cup, and you purposely wanted to sit behind the bench so you could visualize yourself there the next year in the College Hockey Championship when you guys played, I think it was UDM at the Coliseum. Maybe tell us about almost like visualizing that part and being maybe not as comfortable as the new seats at the Avenir, but being at the old Coliseum to really visualize your team winning here the following year.
Sometimes that stuff works out.
Yeah.
I mean, you have goals, and our team at that time, we had hosted in 2003 and 2004. We ended up going to the finals and losing in double overtime, and it took us 2 years to kind of rebuild, and then our 3rd year, our goal was to get here to Moncton, and we had a veteran team. Incidentally, Dustin Friesen, who was my associate coach here with the Wildcats last year, was our team captain, and in the semifinals, we won in overtime over St. Avex, who had lost in 2004 too. They also got to come to that tournament, but Moncton was the top team that year, and they had a tremendous team. We hadn't beat them in the regular season. We had lost the Atlantic final in 3 games. The 2nd game went to overtime in Fredericton, and it was a heartbreaking loss. And just the passion. I always really appreciate the passion of the Acadian hockey fan, and they had a great selection of fans that jumped on the ice and celebrated the Atlantic Championship. But it was interesting at that time. Josh Heptich was a first-year member of our club, had been part of the Wildcats the year before, and when we went in the dressing room, the guys were very disappointed and probably past the emotion of disappointment, upset probably, but we're getting so close and we hadn't beat them yet. And he said, listen, last year with the Wildcats, we won the President's Cup over the Quebec Rampart, but they came back and won the Memorial Cup. And he said, listen, we can do the same if we're fortunate enough to ever play Moncton again. And sometimes you need belief and a little extra belief sometimes. In the final game, there's over 7,000 people, 2 New Brunswick teams in the Canadian University final, and it was a tremendous game. We're down 1-0, we had tied it. We're down 2-1 going into the third period, we tied it, and then we went to overtime, and the guy by the name of Robert Pierce from Fredericton was fortunate enough to score the winning goal for us. He's been a hero since in Fredericton. I don't think he's had to pay for anything at the establishments when he goes out, even to this day. But it was obviously a big win, and I've been fortunate to have some of those national championship wins, but the first one's always really special, and certainly the overtime one is really, really special.
Well, obviously a big part of sports history in Moncton, not to mention 2025 QMJHL champs here last year as well with head coach Gardner McDougall, and we get a chance to make some more history here January 15th with Hockey Day in Canada. All right, we are here still at the Avenir Center. Steve Van Wart representing Scotiabank. Huge event coming up here in January. Yeah. You guys are pumped to put it on. Tell us a little about how excited you guys are to bring this event here to Moncton.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity for us. We're hockey is one of our core programs at Scotiabank, and having the opportunity to bring it to Moncton, New Brunswick is just amazing, and looking forward to get our team and clients out to participate with us. So it's going to be a great 3 or 4 days of hockey in Moncton.
Yep. Obviously, the schedule just came online. Obviously, the event going to be here at the Ian Fowler Oval outside the Avenir Center on game day on Saturday, but really, like I said, a week-long event of activities here that you guys have planned.
Yeah, no, it's we've got a few activities. At the Coliseum, actually going to have the Stanley Cup, inviting clients and family to go enjoy the Cup and have a great time getting out on the ice. So it's going to be just an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to for fans. Like I said, Scotiabank, huge involvement here in the hockey world. Going to be a first-class event. If only you guys could get the Stanley Cup in Scotiabank Center in Toronto, that would be an accomplishment there in itself.
I don't have that kind of magic, but there'll be a lot of energy in Moncton.
All right, pleased to be joined by the voice of the Moncton Wildcats, Marty Kingston, as well as City Councilor here for the City of Moncton. Marty, world-class event coming here January 17th, Hockey Day in Canada. Tell us a little about how excited you are, one as a hockey fan, but also as a member here for the City of Moncton.
I mean, you could feel it in the room today. Tremendous excitement. Moncton's got it. Canmore, Alberta last year. Ron McLean and all the gang are going to be outside the Oval from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. All the Canadian NHL teams are playing. We've got a complete crazy schedule with the Aigle Bleu from UM playing Dal, Wildcats in Chicoutimi at 7. There's the ball hockey tournament from Mud City Hockey, the regional blind tournament at the Coliseum. You've got the Timbit U7 Jamboree at the Byron Dobson. I can go on. I'm just reading. Pardon me for reading from the list, but anyway, it's exciting, and so many Moncton connections. Our hockey history will really hit the national spotlight. We know it. Maybe we don't tell it the story well enough, but it's going to be rolling in here in January. What a week! End of week, and then culminating with the big day on Saturday. What an ambassador, though, and Ron McLean, just you can't say enough. A hockey icon, legend in this country for over 35 years, maybe 40. And Ron's been here before. I can remember him attending some of the banquets at the Delta downtown in previous years when Calgary had their team here. Kris, you were in part of that era with the Golden Flames, and Brett Hull scoring 50 here, whether it's Gordie Drillin winning the NHL scoring championship in 38. You know, the Moncton Victorious challenging Quebec for the Stanley Cup, the Calder Cup, the Hardy Cups, the Allen Cups, and the CIAU Cups from the Aigle Bleu. We've got quite a history here when you put it all together.
It's really remarkable, the history in Moncton. And like you said, basically the eyes of the nation are going to be on Moncton here come January for all to see and sort of bear witness here to basically what has been an exceptional legacy that hockey's really brought here to Moncton.
I mean, you're a broadcaster. I can't imagine 2-2 out there with Ron, Jennifer Botterill, Elliot Friedman, BX. But they do it. They do put the 12 hours in. There's games across the country all day, of course, involving Canadian teams. We expect to sell out here for the Wildcats Chicoutimi, one of the top clubs, by the way. So really good test avec les Anges Bleus, the Aigle Bleu women's team in the afternoon. So much going on that weekend. It's January. It's Moncton. Hockey Day in Canada, brought to you by Scotiabank. Wow, what an event. I'm so excited.
There you have it, folks. All the details you're going to need. Scotiabank, Hockey Day in Canada coming to Moncton here January 14th through the 17th. Make sure you come down, support it, bring the family, bring the kids, and enjoy a great day of hockey.